Action.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, what I'm interested in understanding, and I've dealt with things on a lot of levels, and, you know, I was at a point before where I actually hated to work out, didn't enjoy it, would do everything in my power to stay away from it. But now in my world, it's very different. And I actually love to work out and the energy and stuff, but it's getting in that consistent habit. But honestly, on a level, I truly believe that, you know, weight is just, it's an illusion. Like, your body's creating it because it's what you need at that time. Now, there's more to it in that, I mean, frankly, we know people that can eat anything, right? They eat like, you know, what me and you plus 2 other people combined eat, and they're skinny as a rail and look good. They don't even work out. And then there's other people that eat like a mouse and, quite frankly, gain weight like it's going out of style. So,
and there's many answers to all of those questions, right?
Absolutely.
There's many answers. So you want to know, at an emotional level, what some of your weight issues are.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
So please put your arm out.
All right.
So we're just going to use kinesiology, and we're going to find out what is the major issue, the major core issue of his weight, please. Lung, heart, lung, liver. It's in your liver. Anger, resentment, frustration, depression, stubborn, galled, indecisive. Is it his indecisiveness? Yes. So you're indecisive. Let's find out about what.
If I want a relationship or not.
So it's subconscious. Okay. It's around your potentiality. Yes, that's true. So isn't that interesting? You have to make a decision and tap into your potentiality if you want a relationship. But let's ask this. If you want a relationship with yourself first, or if you want a relationship with someone else.
True.
Right? So let's see.
Ask these questions.
So is it that he's looking for a relationship with himself? Yeah. So the illusion is?
Something outside of myself.
Something outside of yourself. But when you lose weight,
burn fat, because I mean, I don't want to lose anything. I've lost my keys before, and it's a
All
traumatic
right.
experience.
When you burn fat, what's going to be different for you?
Well, it has been. I mean, last time I did it, I mean, I know what it's like to get down to 188 pounds and look in the mirror and think I'm fat. And I'm not even close to fat.
So you judged yourself then?
Yeah, and I think it's all connected. And I think I had to make a full circle to fall in love with myself, which I know I do love myself unconditionally. It took me to get to 333 pounds to do that. But I did. But at the same time, you know, this is still something like my body could burn fat while I'm sleeping. If we figure that out, maybe we should.
Okay, so let's ask. What is the major physical step that he needs to take in order for his body to burn fat? Now, some people are going to think that this is the weirdest question they've ever heard, but you know everything.
Well, you know, on one level or another, right?
That's right, you know everything. So we're going to ask his body what he needs to do on a physical level to support himself. So right allergy, left allergy, metabolic, yeast, virus, heart, blood, hemoglobin, T1, T4, T3, adrenals, chemical, lack of lubrication. So, okay, lots of enzymes. You need lots of digestive enzymes. For one thing, because you're not breaking down your food. So do you take digestive enzymes?
Kind of.
Kind of, sort of?
Kind of.
Okay.
In products that I take, they have.
So then what we want you to do is take lots of digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes don't hurt you. You just want to get on a product that resonates with you. And then what we can do later is test that and see exactly how many you need. Mm-hmm. Because this is your immune system here, but this is also where you want to break down. Mm-hmm. So the first thing is enzymes, enzymes, enzymes.
Okay.
Does that work? Okay, so now let's see at another level. What's his secondary issue? Let's see what it is. So it's in your liver. Well, let's go back and ask and see if there's another physical issue. No, there isn't. Your body just wants support here. That's all it wants. So let's see emotionally. So it's in your liver. Anger, resentment, frustration, depression, stubborn. Is it his stubbornness? Okay, so you're stubborn around. Now this is about your body, your physical size. It's subconscious. Let's see what it is. Potentiality, giving and receiving, struggle, detach. Anything on the female side, subconscious. Heart, solar plexus, one of the laws. Potentiality, giving and receiving, struggle, detach, victim mode, denial mode. So it's genetic. So now there's a genetic factor. Is it his denial? So he's in denial about what?
I thought that was a river in Egypt.
Over in Egypt?
Yeah, the river of denial. I mean, Nile. No?
Oh, okay, no, but good one. All right, so let me see. It's his denial? Yes, denial over what? Lung, heart, lung, liver. Anger, resentment, frustration, depression, stubborn. So you're in denial about your stubbornness.
Uh-huh.
So you don't want to see that you're stubborn.
Right. And
So what do you see?
But I know I'm very stubborn. I know I'm the most stubborn SOB there is, on one level. And I think if I had to throw it out there, I'm stubborn about the fact that I let it get to this point when I should have loved myself back and the smaller size instead of having to get so big to love myself and go through a whole nother rigmarole, maybe.
Is what he said true? No. So what's he stubborn about? We're going to go a little deeper because you're not consciously aware. It's subconscious. Oh, isn't this interesting?
Mm.
You are stubborn about being successful with your body. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? When I get my body to where I want it to be, at a physical level, a fat-burning level.
Yeah.
Why?
Too much attention.
So when I lose weight, I'll have too much attention? Oh, bingo. But you're getting lots of attention this way.
That's true, but not the same attention.
So what attention are you going to have when you lose weight? That's different than right now.
The young ladies trying to put it funnily, hey, do you want some pussy? I said, hey, you want to be my friend? That's what happens. I think, but we'll check it.
This is the impression you get from women, is that women come after you, they offer themselves to you, and then...
And as a man, I shouldn't say no because I'm a man, and that's what men do.
Oh, so you're protecting yourself from...
I'm protecting myself from...
I'm a man and I'm supposed to do this, and because What, choose not to do this? What are you saying?
Because I've done it so many damn times, I don't feel...
So it doesn't work?
It doesn't work for me.
Oh. So what has to change this time so that it's going to work for you? This is the belief system we're talking about. You're denying yourself success.
Yeah, I'm working towards it right now. It's coming, but at the level of which we want it to come, it's not, because this issue that we're talking about right now has never been dealt with. Right? We've dealt with so many different things, but never have I sat down and said, hey, what's with my belly?
Okay, because success is right here in the belly too. Right. You know, when we're talking about enzymes, this is
and my energy that on a spiritual level for me seems to be here. So I think, let's test on my synopsis.
Yeah, that it wasn't working for me in the past to be thin because I had too many women after me and I couldn't say no. Is that true? So do you so you don't trust yourself is what you're saying this time? When I choose to lose the weight, I don't trust what? Is that true? Let's see. Is that true that he doesn't trust himself? No.
Don't trust the women?
Don't trust saying no to the women? Is that true? No.
But do I not trust the women?
In a different level. Does he not trust the women the way he means it? No, that's not it.
Am I afraid to get into porno? Just joking. I've been offered and I said no.
Okay, let's see. What is it? Lung, heart, lung, liver, gallbladder, stomach, pancreas, spleen, kidney. Myth, dread. Okay,
Dread.
so you're in dread. So if I become successful and I lose this weight,
Oh, I'll have all these women throwing themselves at me, and I'll pick one, and she'll rip out my heart.
is that true? No.
No?
I'm going to have these women that are going to go after me. So where's your weakness? That you would hurt yourself. That you would sabotage something. Or that you would allow them to sabotage you.
Maybe it's because I want a really deep connection, and part of me felt that maybe I could get that deep connection because a woman would see through this and see the real me and want that. And I thought I had that, but I didn't, but I thought I did. You know what I mean?
So when you're thin,
Also,
the fear is that I won't be able to find the woman that I want at a deep connection.
yeah, I think that might be it.
So is that true? Oh, there you go. So now that's an interesting belief system, because you can find a woman and have a deep connection with her no matter what size you are. You know that.
I know, but see, the difference is at this point, I'm the BFF, best friends forever. And then when I'm lean, I'm their best fuck friend. There's a big difference. The way that you're perceived and the way that people see you. And I've been in both in this lifetime where I've experienced those both. Right? Let's look at my experience in Vegas, for example. But the point is that that's what I've been looking for, is that.
So you've created this.
I've created everything.
So why don't you go to what you know that you want and put your intention out there really strong, that I'm going to create this body, because your body says what? The first thing you need to do is love you.
Yeah.
Love you. And when you commit to that, which isn't easy all the time, then all of a sudden things are going to just flow. You're going to drop the weight. You're going to attract this woman that you can have a deep connection with.
Yeah.
And there's no more sabotage. So are you willing to create that?
I think I really want to.
So you just said, I think. So let's see. Let's see if you want to.
Maybe I don't. Maybe I should just be a Buddhist monk, huh?
Does he want to connect on this level with what he just said about having this woman that he deeply wants to connect with? Does he want to create that? Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
We all deserve the very best in life.
I forgive myself for believing it's so hard and complicated to create the perfect lady.
I forgive myself for believing that it's so hard and complicated to create the perfect lady in my life.
And I forgive myself for the times I've sabotaged myself around women.
I forgive myself for all the times that I've sabotaged myself around women.
And I forgive myself for believing that I have to use my body as an excuse not to attract the perfect lady.
And I forgive myself for believing that I have to use my body as an excuse not to attract the perfect lady.
So we want to send that vibration out there that you already have this woman in your mind. You already know what you want her to connect with within you, that energy.
Sure I do, yeah.
Right? So now you have to allow that.
Yeah.
Allow that. And so what do women say about you that have been in relationships with you? When they give you feedback about the sabotage, what do they express?
You know what? A lot of my relationships lately, I also want to talk about it because it's so sad, because I have had women tell me that I'm too good for them, that I'm just too perfect and they could never,
You're too nice.
too nice.
So they want the bad boy?
But I've been the bad boy, and I can be the bad boy, but...
What do they say about the bad boy in you then? When you were or have you never been a bad boy in a relationship?
I guess it depends on what your definition of what that is. But, I would never hit a woman or, shit, and it has come to my attention that a lot of women seem to prefer that. Not the woman I'm looking for, but...
But you've attracted some of those women in the past. So you weren't in the right vibration at that time.
Yeah.
To connect with anything other than that type of woman.
2 ships in the night. Right? You know, you need to find port in the storm. But, I mean, it's one of those things that I know that I deserve. I know it'll happen, and I think it's important to do the work to get there. So, you know, let's do that. It's probably some of the more hard work to do. I'm actually glad that we're filming this. I mean, this is not like the purpose of what we're going to do today, but I think it's a good thing. It's a very deep thing, and I think to understand that people put this weight on as a barrier of protection for various of different reasons. I know that, but it's figuring out what that, I mean, to say that, you know, I put on this weight because I felt on a subconscious level that me being in great shape, because the amount of women and attention I would get, that I wouldn't be able to find and discern the right one, because it would be all about the physical side.
So my question to you would be, what is it that you're really hungry for, Joel?
What am I hungry for?
What are you really hungry for? Because it's not about food. It's an emotion, many emotions that are stuck right here. Mm-hmm. This is your favorite area. Mm-hmm. So what is it you're really hungry for?
Energy.
Let's see. Is it energy? No. Loving energy? No. So obviously you have loving energy. You're getting loving energy from somewhere, from different people that you associate with. So what is it you're really hungry for? When I let go, even at this size I am now, what is it that I'm hungry for? What's the emotion? If you don't know, we'll test, but I wanted to ask you first. Is there anything coming to you?
What is all about? You know what? As far out as this sounds, it's like, I know it's like on a level, the human body doesn't need to eat anything, and it doesn't require food. So it's like it's this whole illusion, and it's like...
So you're going to freak people out by saying that the body doesn't require food. You know that, right?
Yeah, well. That's okay.
But you're talking at a different level.
Yes. So it's a energetic system.
And there has been situations. I know I've read books where people don't eat and they only live on tea.
Uh-huh.
They only drink tea, and they've only drank tea for I forget how many years, but they live their life strictly on the natural tea.
Yeah. There's people that just gaze at the sun for their energy like what plants do.
Interesting.
So there's different levels.
And they don't eat.
They don't eat, they don't drink.
They don't drink?
Yeah.
Well, how does that work?
That's a good question, but they just had a guy that they kept under observation in India for 90 days. Didn't put a thing into his body.
And he functioned.
More than just function.
Wow. Wow, interesting. Look at the capability that we have that we're not using or even tapping into.
Average human beings probably using less than 5% of their capacity and ability in every way. And it's one of those ways of enslaving humanity, is to teach them things that seem like they're the truth, but they're absolutely the farthest thing from the truth.
All right, what are you hungry for?
My own approval.
Ooh, good one. Let's see. Is he hungry for his own approval? Wow.
Yeah.
So when are you ever going to be good enough?
Well, on a level I already am. But on another level, you know, no one can actually hold me to a higher standard than I hold myself.
I hear you. I think a lot of us understand that statement, but we've never expressed it the way you've expressed it.
Mm-hmm.
And that we all have these blockages.
Yeah.
And we have to learn to find the person that can help us disconnect from those lies, because we have all these secrets and lies that we tell ourselves.
Yeah, I think the greatest work that we have is to work the inside of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And to break free from our chains of perspective, conscious, subconsciously, and more subconsciously, and obviously also encoded in the DNA of our body.
And this is where I find that sometimes people don't get it. Some of the professionals in the weight industry, it's not about the outside of your body that we need to focus on so much. Could we please spend some time inside of us?
But that's where they don't want you to look, and it's where we don't want to look, and it's the most scariest place to look, and it's until you're willing to start to look inside and do that work, nothing really changes. You can bust your ass on that treadmill all you want.
I know.
You see people doing it every day, it don't do much.
Yeah, it's not rewarding because people love it and they go, oh yes, I can go run and I go work out, it gets rid of my stress. Only for a short period of time.
Yeah.
It decreases that for just a moment or two.
And the other aspect to that is is that we're really hard on ourselves. Mm-hmm. No one, and I mean no one, will be harder on you than you. It just won't happen. And no one will sabotage you the way you do. And it becomes from being your own worst enemy to becoming your own best friend. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't just wake up and go, oh! Because there's a lot of internal work, a lot of baggage, a lot of things that need to be dealt with on different levels to get there. And to me, it's a very important thing to reach for, because for me, as I've healed myself, everyone else is healed as well. And for me, more important than what that sounds like is this. Once as I roll through that experience and I heal myself, because you know what, we're taught that we're so different, but that's not the truth.
No.
The truth is we're so much the same.
We are the same.
Most people are arguing about things that they actually agree upon, but they're not even willing to listen long enough to see what the other side is. I see this in religion. I've studied all of them, and they all pretty much say the exact same thing. In fact, most of them all come from the same stories in ancient times. But because everyone's stuck in their pattern of this is the way that it is, they won't even give enough quarter to find out that, hey, you're actually saying the same thing I'm saying. And when we realize that, and also when we realize that everyone's fucked up in one way or another, everyone's got something to work on. The people that look like they're the most together are typically the ones that are most falling apart. So
that's a good statement. I like that statement, because I like what you said. We're all the same. We all feel the same. We have the same emotions. It makes absolutely no difference. The only thing that separates us is the different beliefs that we have. We just have different belief systems.
Yeah, and those have come through our ancestors, our DNA, consciously and subconscious ways from our observations, and I think most importantly on how hard we are on ourselves. The critic that we are.
So today, you accomplished something huge, because you're sharing with everybody what you're hungry for. And you're hungry for your own approval.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm sure that that resonates with a lot of people, that they're hungry for their own approval too. But that is an inside job, as you said, that's not outside of you.
Right, and I mean, I think it gets hidden as like your dad's approval or your mom's approval or your friend's approval, and I mean, I know what it's like to want everyone's approval. But the truth is, in the deepness of the deep, it's your own approval.
I'm good enough just the way I am.
Good enough just the way I am, and also, like, you know, just because society says this is okay, doesn't make it okay. And just because society says it's not okay, doesn't make it not okay. And or put another way, just because it's legal, don't make it right. And it may be right, but it may not be legal. Right?
Very good point.
So,
very good point.
You know, I think the most important thing is to follow the intuition. But let's explore a little bit more on this issue to complete on this.
So I forgive myself for believing I need anybody's approval except my own.
I forgive myself for believing that I need anyone's approval but my own.
I forgive myself for believing I'll never be good enough till I have everybody's approval.
I forgive myself for believing that I'll never be good enough until I have everybody's approval. It's kind of like when you walk in a room and you think everyone's talking about you.
Mm-hmm. The illusion.
The illusion, right? Mm-hmm. All whispers. But they're really not.
They don't care. People really don't care.
No, they don't. They care about themselves.
They care about themselves, and they're wondering if you see anything wrong with them that they can't hide.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you're too much being who you are, then they have another belief system that they're attaching into.
Oh, yeah.
So we just have to allow people to be who they are. When you're really who you are, isn't that a lifetime of work?
Well, I think it is right now. I think that we're paving a way for a better day and a better way to raise our children and treat people that so that it's not. But you have to build the foundation before you put up the building.
There you go.
And that foundation takes the time, right? I mean, you know, it takes the most time to build the foundation.
And there's going to be cracks in those foundation.
Right.
And they have to be repaired.
Right. But I mean, that's the time it takes, and everyone's going, where's the building, where's the building, where's the building? But once you build that strong foundation, the building goes up overnight. But if you don't build the strong foundation, you try to build the building, guess what?
So your foundation, your strength, your power at your deep emotional level is for you to approve of you, and nothing else matters. And to get to that point, it takes a little bit of work.
Well, because I think what it comes down to is you know better.
And when you know better, you do better.
Hopefully.
Yes.
But a lot of us know better, we don't do better. It's called self-sabotage.
Right.
And we do it on so many levels.
So then they just don't know better. The people that do that don't know better. But then, as you just said, when you're not aware, but then sometimes don't you think we choose not to be aware?
Well, that's the self-sabotage, right?
I know.
That's the thing where it's the self-sabotage because, it's, what am I pretending not to know?
That is such a good question. So everybody should ask themselves that question. What is it?
What am I pretending not to know?
What am I pretending not to know? That is a really good, that just kind of smacks me. It's like, whoa!
Well, let's face it. We're all in our own delusions. The only person that we're fooling is ourselves. It's no different than, if I put on a bigger shirt or, I try to wear a certain color. The only person I'm fooling is myself when it comes to the weight, right? It's plain and simple. Everyone else can see it, but, and that's that denial. that we were talking about not too long ago, that is not a river in Egypt.
Okay, let's test and see if you accept any of this. Does his body accept this? Does he need any more forgiveness, permission, choice, affirmation? Anything on his female side, subconscious, male, fear, soul? You have a soul message. So in one of your organs that we're pointing to. So let's see what your beautiful soul wants to tell you. Anger, resentment, frustration, depression, stubborn, galled, indecisive. So what your soul is saying, would you make a decision right now that you have your own approval? That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Right now, make the decision that you give yourself permission to have your own approval. But you must decide, because if you don't make a decision, you don't take the action, it's not going to formulate for you.
And the thing is that entity that has its own approval, there are certain things that I'm not doing that entity would be doing. Right?
So that gives you something to think about. Or think about, but act upon.
Well, act upon, like, I mean, yeah. There's certain preferences you have in life, right? I think it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? Where you want to be, how you want to act, how you want to live, what does that space look like, all those kind of things come together. And I think when you're totally on is when all those areas are to the height that you want to be, right? House is clean, everything's rolling. It's a representation of, how the inside of the house is clean.
Well, that's true. That's true, because, I don't know, do you ever declutter?
Declutter, or sometimes clutter, or, not, quite frankly, I've wanted someone to come over and clean my house for a long time, but the other side of me said, well, no, you gotta do it yourself, and that's hard.
And see, they don't really care. They're just there to clean your house.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, no matter what, trying to phone people, whatever, no one would come and clean my house. So I was like, well, I gotta do it myself, but I haven't done it myself. And I've known for some time that I should do it, and I mean, it's not like I haven't, done my dishes, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Right?
I know what you mean.
That's kind of funny. Right? I think that's funny that...
And you're putting the energy out there that I can't find somebody to clean the house?
No, I'm putting out the energy that someone will come.
Oh, but I thought you said you tried to find somebody, but you couldn't.
Many people told me they'd come over and clean my house.
But they never did.
And they told me they owed me cleaning my house and all these things.
Oh.
But they didn't come clean my house.
So they didn't keep their word.
I think, and we should test this, but I think it comes down to that the person that needs to clean my house
is you.
Is me, but I think it's more of a metaphor.
Okay, let's ask. Is that true? That it's more of a metaphor? Absolutely. Yeah. Yay! Let's stop this for a while.
Sure.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I'm just going to close this too. You can take bits and pieces of that and edit it. You should take pussy out of there. And whatever else is not.